Hey there, everybody. Hello. I hope you're all doing well. I am doing well and have been working hard on PinBuilder and its mega update for the last, long time. I'm sure you're all ready for an update soon, and I want to give you kind of a little preview of what I've been doing, some of the changes that are happening, all that stuff. So, first of all, as you can tell, the interface has a little bit of an updated look, and everything still works the same. Currently, I do have tooltips on, so you're going to see a lot of text pop-ups, and that can be set right here. If you want to hide those, you can uncheck that. But I'm going to leave it on because I want to show you something that is new to the game. All right, so one of the things that is improved in the game in the edit room here, edit mode, is the lighting. So if you want to change the lighting, of course, we're holding Alt and pressing the arrow keys to affect room lighting. That's left and right. And then up and down, arrow keys affect your playfield illumination, just your general illumination, GI. Let's get this back up here. Also, you may notice this guy right here. This is going to be a big update, I think, that you guys will like. Trying to remember if I actually included that in the last update, but I don't remember now. It's been so long. And if not, well, this is new and exciting for you. And if so, well, I've made improvements to it. So that's one of the things. Another thing is if you have tooltips on and you select objects, they are going to now show a tooltip above them or some kind of indication of what the thing is used for or how to use it. So for example, this item right here, let me move it around. You can see this thing right here is one of these guys right here. It is the game ball spawner. So you want to drop one of these in if you're going to use this custom. And if you want to set this up, all you need to do is just put one of these into your table. So if I take that out, it's not going to show it over there at the moment, but it will put the default plunger back on over there. But you're going to have to remove all this stuff and probably want to use the standard apron because it comes with some components that allow that to work better. But I think that the way I will probably use these is by just plopping one of these in there. Now you'll see that it moved this and it reset its location when I re-added one of those. By default, let's just take that out and this out. If when you start a table, you're going to have this look basically, and there will be a plunger on the cabinet over there. It just currently doesn't reappear when you remove this plunger, this custom one. So if you add one of these, it's going to just spawn in, and it will spawn with one of these ball spawners. Now, if you delete that, this note's going to come up and say, hey, this requires a game ball spawner. So then you're going to just want to go ahead and add one of those, and then that message will go away. And with this, you want to set the power level to whatever. I think I had it set to 0.5. Is that what I put it at? And then hit enter. And that's where I liked that. And now I want to put this down here, because the way this works is when the ball rolls down the trough and it goes into this little gray cylinder area, that's just a collision area. This stuff doesn't appear in the game when you play it, obviously. But when a ball rolls down into this section, that is when the ball changing logic is taken into account. Now, this also works very much like other objects in which you use the Alt key to move components of that main larger object. So if I hold down the Alt key and grab this ball, I can move that wherever I want. And what that's going to do is that serves two functions. It's the game over and reset location. So let me show you how that works. I'm just going to go ahead and go without saving anything because I don't really do anything to it. And we're going to come in here, and now, as you can see, you cannot see those objects in the game. So when I press T to start a new game, you'll see a ball appear where that ball spawner location was. Let's hit T, ball goes in, it touches that collider, and then it pops out. Okay? Now, if I reset the ball and I hit R, it's going to put it right back in that same spot. And then it's going to go on to the next ball, which would be ball 2. All right, so that's basically how that works. Now, if you don't want that to reset right there, you could move it elsewhere, but you got to keep in mind that when the game is over, it is going to need to go back to that position. So it's probably one of those things where you'd want to hide that. Lighting has been improved. This is now Unreal Engine 5.5.1, which is the latest version. And I've improved the lighting a lot. Frame rates are much better. And the look of the game is definitely a lot better. I've updated this table to an actual table. And let's see, what else do I need to show you? Okay, so let's say, for example, you want to use one of these targets, and you put that in there. And when you select it, it's going to say, hey, functionality requires a logic controller. That's always going to say that same message. But essentially, what that means is that in order for this switch to be functional, it needs a logic controller. So if we go to logic controller mode, or logic editing mode, you can see, and we can also see that logic controllers now also have a tooltip hanging above them. This one over here is a good example. If you hold left shift and click left mouse button on inserts and GI lights, that's these guys, you can select them and use them, as indicators for logic and all that fun stuff. So I'm holding shift and I'm just clicking these guys, and as you can see, they do their thing. So that's there. And then configure the logic in the object settings means just to come over here and set these up. So hopefully this will, help in getting to know the game a little bit better. Now, if you decide that you don't want these lights or these notes on, all you got to do is disable tooltips. And so if we go to settings, disable our tooltips, and then we go back and we select something, you'll see that those tooltips are not getting in your way anymore. And you need to worry about those. And they also disappear from all of these other. So there's a couple of things that have changed temporarily. One is we're not going to have VR mode as an option until later down the development pipeline, because my goal is to get the pinball machine concept here as honed and, accurate to just pinball machines as possible. So that is my focus, and I just want to make the game function really well and work properly. There are a lot of things that are not functioning right now, such as like shoot again, tilt, game over, 1 to 4 can play, lights on the back glass, stuff like that I need to add. A lot of behind the scenes changes that you won't probably notice immediately, but I think you'll notice as you play with the game and work on your tables and things like that. Now, this update isn't going to release for a little while. I'm not sure exactly what my release date will be for this one. It's hopefully in February. My goal is to make sure that it is functioning 100% with all of the games that I've created that come with the game. And there are a couple of issues that I'm having. For example, all of my tables, like I'm missing a couple of tables up here for some reason. I'm not sure why. There's a lot of behind the scenes changes that have occurred, not only in the engine itself, that cause other things to be different, like some functionality, they actually just get rid of. So I had a couple of instances where I was using functionality that Epic decided, oh, we're not going to support that anymore. So I had to remove it or come up with other ways to get that functionality into the game. Let's see. And not only that, but there are plugins that the PinBuilder uses for importing audio and all kinds of other stuff like that, which they have to be updated for the version of the engine also. And you never know what's going to happen. They might mess something up or whatever, So it's just challenging. The ability to do overhead snapshots is currently disabled. You can, of course, still select rooms and stuff. Let's see. What else was I going to share? It seemed there's so much on my mind, and I've been wanting to do this video for so long, and I just can't remember all the stuff I was going to tell you. Change the look of this up a little bit. The leaderboards are still here, and they work, which is great. It's nice to see other people in there doing that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What else do we need to know here? I believe everything is still as it should be for the most part, but I do have a lot of testing. So anyway, I did just want to give you guys an idea of what was going on, how the state of the game is currently, so that you don't just wonder what the hell is going on with it. And yeah, so things are going well, and I am working on the game a lot. I do spend about 8 hours a day working on the game. I try to treat it like my day job because it is the only job I have other than cleaning cat boxes and feeding cats and loving on cats and stuff. So those are my two jobs basically. And I did set up a Patreon page. If you guys really are passionate about this game and you really want to help me to try to make it something big, well, anything extra you can help donate would be highly appreciated, because right now the game pays for about 1 bill per month, which is great, and I freaking appreciate that. Woo! I would love to be able to pay all of my bills and just live off of the work I do. So if you guys, I'm not a beggar. I'm not begging you, but I'm just asking you. If there's anything you can do, tell your friends about this. Find a way to support the game by sharing it with others and sharing the love, PinBuilder. And one of the things I do want to do, speaking of loving pinball and all that, is I want to actually add under table objects for everything. So they won't be animated or anything like that, unless parts of them go through the table and those things are animated. But like for flippers and stuff, they all have like a solenoid and some mechanical bits underneath. And I definitely want to add those parts to the game so that when you look underneath the table, it's going to look like the underside of a pinball playfield. And along with that, I do also want to do the same thing here, get this detailed out with some stuff and put a coin box and all that fun stuff. So those are things I want to do. I want to do fun stuff. I don't want to be stuck having to fix crap or having to deal with all this BS that happens when Unreal updates itself or anything like that. So that's my thinking. That's where I'm at. And I hope that you guys are as excited about this as I am. I know you're chomping at the bit for the latest update. Max, if you're watching or listening, the flipper problem that you were having should be fixed now. And so, keep your chin up. Don't be too focused on all the negatives. try to focus on some positives. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to focus on positive things, trying to keep myself in a positive state of mind, even though there's a lot of really hateful, negative crap going on in our world right now. I avoid news and all that, and I suggest everybody do that. But then again, maybe there's stuff that we shouldn't be ignoring, really. So anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to get myself in trouble with anybody. And yeah, politics just not a topic I want to discuss. Anyways, so that's where we're at now. And hey, I appreciate you watching this, and I appreciate your ongoing support. And I don't know, if nothing, just have yourself a great rest of the day or night, and I'll keep you updated, and I'll talk to you then. Later.